you wily, wily, wily. You looking dangerous. I want you anytime be us. We could be making crazy love. Whole world gon' be hating us. Why they hate? Cause I'm feeling on your body, yaddy, yaddy. Oh, your body, yaddy, yaddy. Cause I'm feeling on your body.
You're going to find the Sarah Hampton show on Bellinger 3.6 FM every Wednesday, 7 till 10 PM. But we're trying out new stuff, man. We're going to bring this to the live audience, allow question and answer. Try new stuff out, and I'm really, I've got the biggest pleasure of having a Grammy-winning songwriter in the building, R&B recording artist, going on to do some massive things, and I have the pleasure of having him here tonight. He goes by the name Eric Bellinger.
I'm finally over here. Finally get to meet you guys. I'm excited about this.
Listen, Eric, I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
First of all, what can I have for you to drink again? What did you want to drink? Let's get you some drink, because mine's on the floor.
I'm cool, whatever. I'm cool.
You know you wanted vodka, right?
Just
Ciroc. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Vodka and something. Mix it with something. Great. So definitely not your first time in London, right?
No, not my first time. Been here a couple of times. You know, for writing for different projects. Came out here to write for JLS a couple of times. Came out here to write for Rihanna a couple of times. And came out here to work with Chipmunk. And you know, now this is actually my first time coming to do performances of my own. So I'm super excited about that.
Yep, still the mic situation. It's cool, but yeah, we just had Viral there just before you got on.
Yeah.
And that's one of 3 songs which you just put out on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And you called it birthday gifts. Now, I'm not sure you know how birthdays work, but normally you receive gifts on your birthday. I know what you wanted to do. You wanted to give a little to receive a lot.
Exactly. Because to me, I think, you know, having my supporters and, you know, giving them new music and for them to, you know, be able to tell a friend about, you know, what I'm doing, I think that's a gift alone. For them to listen, because you could be listening to anybody. It's a lot of incredible artists out there. And, you know, to go to my SoundCloud, to take, you know what I'm saying, your headphones and your iPod and load up my music when you're in the gym, I think that's special. So I really appreciate that. It could be anybody, but y'all chose me, you know what I'm saying?
So what does that make you? What star sign is that?
The what?
What zodiac sign are you?
Oh, Aries.
Aries.
Okay. Any Aries in the building?
No? Okay.
What? That's impossible. There's normally so many of you.
I'm holding it down. POP.
But listen, there's something else that you did to fans
So,
on April Fools. We have been waiting for this album from you, Eric, and you break our hearts like that with a joke on April Fools.
Give me the mic. First off, I apologize. I've been working on it, right? The project is actually done. The project has been finished since I put out Choose Up Season mixtape. So the album has been done. We've been just, you know, making sure to build the awareness of my brand as a whole, of me as an artist. You know, a lot of people know me as a songwriter, you know what I mean? But for my artistry, I kind of had to start over from ground one and, you know what I mean, prove myself to everyone like, yo, I deserve to be here, you know what I mean? And just gain fans. And I think the process has been incredible. You know, we've been picking up a lot of different supporters from a lot of different places all around the world. I've been doing shows, and the shows have been crazy. And we just don't want to put the project out prematurely. You know what I mean? We want to make sure that we're able to maximize, because I think it's my best body of work yet. You know, so when I put it out, I want to make sure that everybody's waiting to download it, you know what I mean? I think the more my fans are, you know, expecting it, the more they help me tweet about it and let people know, like, yo, cuffing season is coming, cuffing season is on the way. It'll actually speed up the process, you know what I mean? I'm not asking, like, make sure y'all go tell everybody, you know what I mean? But I think the more people talk about it, the more people are you know, anxiously awaiting it. So that's kind of what that was on April Fools. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
But you released a teaser on April Fools. You actually released a track.
yeah.
Can we hear it, SK? Can we hear April Fools? Let's hear what he has to say.
April Fools, April Fools. break the news, break the news. First I made you choose. But cuffing season's still on the way. Promising to be worth the wait.
That's crazy. But you said it's your best body of work yet.
Yeah.
I find it almost like hard to believe because you brought out some amazing mixtapes. You had an amazing series called Born to Sing. Guys, you know about that? 4 volumes, right? Three. And then you had the Rebirth.
Yep.
Dope. We all know about that, right?
Yeah. Alright, cool.
So you said you finished this, and I think it's been finished for a long time because you called it cuffing season.
Yeah.
So you should be dropping it like what?
Well,
December, January. Well, LA is sunny all the time, so I guess it's like cuffing. It has to be cuffing season all year round, I guess.
It's sunny.
I know over here is where it should be cuffing season all year. I hate coming over here just because it be so cold. You see, I got my and I was like, oh, I don't need this big jacket? Okay, just in case. But LA is sunny all the time, and I think the idea of cuffing season not necessarily coming out in the winter is to promote love year-round, not just when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to be booed up like all the time? Like you want to wait? Y'all want to wait until winter? Like, all right, hold on, I'll be right back. Hold that position, I'll be right back.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
Okay. So I was like, yo, I want to do something different. You know what I mean? Everybody's going that way, running that way, and I just want to go this way to stand out a little bit.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's keep on running with cuffing season. Who have you chosen to work with? Because I mean, being a songwriter, I guess you get the advantage of working with a lot of people and not really sticking to one camp, even though you do stem from a camp. Exactly, production-wise. I mean, you come from the writing camp.
Yeah.
But yeah, who did you decide to work with production-wise on this one?
So on the Rebirth album, I think a lot of people really like the Rebirth, and the producer that did majority of that did the majority of this as well. So his name is D-Mao. He produced songs like Drake's X on the last project. He did Gift and Curse. He did The First Lady. He did Reward. What else? He did a couple other ones, you know what I mean, on the project, and it was like, yo, we gotta keep it going. So on this project, he did like half the album again, just because I want to capture that same vibe. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody that's going like, I put out a project and it's R&B, and then I put out the next project and then it's something completely different. You know what I mean? What people fell in love with me with, I just continue to do on the next project, but just in a different dynamic. You know what I mean? I'm just telling a different story, but it's still gonna give you that same vibe that you wanna play when you get home from work, or that you wanna play when you're driving, or late at night, or when it's time to get it popping. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just a big void in that cool swag R&B music that nobody's, you know what I mean, doing, to the point where it's like, you have to listen to it, rather than like, oh yeah, I heard it. Like, no, I need to listen to this every day. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this is my, you feel me? It's not like a one-time listen. It's like, it's therapy. It's you feel me? So, exactly. I gotta come here a little bit more often.
That's dope, man. But you really have created your trademark. We hear it a lot on everything that you do, even songs that you write. Your favorite song, YFS Records. Is this an imprint that's totally independent, or is it signed to someone else as well? How's it working right now?
So YFS is a label that me and my best friend Neiman Johnson. Say what up to Neiman. He's over there. So we started the label, and it's basically just like an all-around, you know, umbrella, like a Young Money, like a Good Music, like Maybach Music, Bad Boy. But we just want to do it ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't want to really have to answer to anybody else and have a boss. We want it to be our own bosses. You know what I mean? And put out music when we want to put it out. Put out the type of music we want to put it out. If my fans want to hear this, boom, I do this. Like April, like who writes a song? You know what I mean? Like I write songs catered to the moment. You know what I mean? Like stuff is going viral, so I wrote a song called Viral. You know what I'm saying? April Fools, so I wrote a song called April Fools. And then Instagram was going crazy, so I wrote a song called Insta Famous. You know what I mean? So I think my talent is songwriting, so I use it to my advantage. You know what I mean? So we have songwriters signed to YFS. We have producers. We have another rapper. His name is A-Rock. He's like coming up next. We're gonna put his stuff out. He's incredible. He's super, super, super incredible. So yeah, that's basically it, man. It's just us, you know what I mean, grinding it out. And we started off by ourselves, and we still by ourselves, you know what I mean? Of course, we got different people helping us out. We got a team, you know what I mean? We have an incredible team that, you know, we pulled together and got help from, you know, some of the biggest, you know, people in the game. We linked up with a guy named Leor Cohen, who's pretty big, you know what I mean? And he's definitely a big supporter and a big fan of us, as well as us being a fan of him and the whole team over at 300. So with them, you know, and us linking up, it's just great minds. You know, we're just trying to outthink people, outwork people, you know what I mean? Instead of like looking at what they're doing or looking at what other people are doing, we're seeing how we can become great. You know what I mean? And we're challenging ourselves every day, and I think that's the way that we're able to progress. You know what I mean? Because we're not in competition with anyone but ourselves.
Yes, well said.
I love that. Thank you.
Well said.
But I want to hear your little tag. Can you do it for us?
Tag?
Oh, yeah.
You talking about this gonna be a face?
That's what I'm talking about. So you didn't know, now you know what we were talking about. She knows. But yeah, talking about your favourite songs, which is your favourite song? I'm talking about ones that you have written for others and ones that you wrote for yourself.
Okay. I think one of the favorites that I've written for myself is Reward. Yes. I think that song is like, I poured everything into that song. There's so many different melodies and there's so many different cadences and the lyrics are so relatable, you know what I mean? And the story behind it and how it changes the music, the track kind of changes halfway, and then at the end it has like a symphony, you know, like I think that one's probably my favorite one I did on myself. And then for other people, like Chris Brown, Fine China, that was like one of my favorites. I think that was incredible. Usher, Let Me See, that one was dope.
Yes.
Yes, y'all like that?
Yes.
And it's dope because like all the songs that I write for other people, a lot of times people ask me like, why didn't you use that song? Or why didn't you keep that song? You know, and I think for a while it would trouble me, you know, I would be like, man, like that could have been big on me too. You know what I'm saying? But after I realized like, okay, cool, so these different opportunities are, you know, blessing me and taking me further and, you know, opening more doors, and each door leads me to another door. And you know what I mean? You never know, like some of the songs that I started off, like that I did with Chipmunk, you know what I mean? When I did In the Air and I did Follow Me, you know, all those different songs, it opened me up to you guys, you know, and it was introduced through Chipmunk, you know what I mean? And then it was like, okay, cool, like let me check him out. And I look at it like every opportunity, you never know, you know what I mean, what you'll get from it. So I just take it and take it as a blessing.
Yeah. Because we spoke about giving away songs, and tell us about the New Flame story, because I know you really wanted New Flame, didn't you?
Yeah, so I actually, you know, for the last Chris Brown album, I co-wrote on six songs on the X album. And it was crazy because the way that whole project came together, we actually had like a writing camp. And it was like all the top tier writers and all the top tier producers in one studio. You know what I mean? Chris Brown is there bouncing in and out of different rooms. And I remember my boy Verse Simmons was like, yo, I got something I'm working on. I was like, come check it out. So I'm like, all right, what you got? So he's playing the song and I'm like, this is crazy, you know what I mean? So immediately we just both just finished that song, and when we were in there, I was like, okay, I don't think everybody is feeling this the way I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I need this to be muscle? Because y'all are tripping, you know what I mean? And we did the camp so long ago, and Chris got into, you know, all the different things with the legality issues, and a lot of the songs I feel like kind of got lost in the sauce. So I hit Verse like, bro, what's up with New Flame? Like, what we doing with that? And I was gonna ask him like, yo, I need to put that out. And he was like, oh yeah, no, they're using it. I was like, okay, they're using it. He was like, yeah, and they got Usher on it. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, and they got Rick Ross on it. I was like, what? Okay, they cool, they can keep it, they can keep it.
Yeah, but what is up with that song? Because it fades out really randomly at the end.
Oh,
like I think it should be a bigger song than it is.
Man.
But I mean, it did receive a Grammy nomination, right?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was good. But yeah, speaking of cuffing season again, we're going back to your first single, Focused on You, right? Mm-hmm. Featuring 2 Chainz, and it's got the infamous Uchi Wally sample on it. So how did that record come together, and why 2 Chainz, and why that sample? Because you do sample heavily in a lot of your music, and how do you choose your samples and stuff?
For that, Uchi Wally had always been one of my favorite songs. Back in the day, I don't know if that was out here, like when people used to crump dance and like clown dance. That was big out here. So like when it was like popping, Uchi Wally was like the song, you know what I mean? So I just took it back to that moment. You know what I mean? I was always like, yo, I gotta do something with that sample. I gotta do something with that sample. And with the success we had from I Don't Want Her, you know, that was the sample from the Crisscross, the Jump Jump record. And it did so well in the club that it was like, it ain't broke, why fix it? You know, I wanted to use the same formula, and I thought it was a great time to pull out the Uchi Wally sample. So I hit up D-Mal. It was like, I think Monday, it was crazy, we were working, literally it was a Monday, and I was like, bro, we gotta do the Uchi Wally sample, I need you to do something to it, I don't know, just flip it. I literally came back Tuesday, the next day, when I walked in the studio, and he had the beat playing, looped already, like, it's ready for you whenever you wanna go in the booth. I'm like, wow, so took that, went in the booth, literally came up with the song in like 30 minutes. When I was rocking, I was like, we need 2 Chainz. No, I've never met 2 Chainz. I don't know 2 Chainz. I don't know nobody that knows 2 Chainz. But I was like, God, we gotta get 2 Chainz somehow. And then we sent it over to his manager. His manager heard it like, yo, we're actually a fan of Eric, so he's not even really doing features right now, but we love the song and we love to get on it. So that was how that happened. And then, it's history.
He says, I just ate a $300 burger. Where'd you find a $300 burger, Eric? Can you tell me?
So 2 Chainz actually has been doing like a series. I think it's with GQ of the most expensive shit. So he's been doing, like, he ate a $300 hamburger. He did something else where something was like made of gold. It's like just off the wall stuff. And the burger actually had gold flakes. You know how you have sesame seeds on that burger? It was like gold speckles that were edible that you could still eat. Then it had, like, the toothpick had a diamond on the edge. It was like, bro, you about to take that off. That don't even count. What you talking about? But yeah, so that was one of the things, and that was actually the first line that he put in one of the songs since he did the series.
Yeah, it did hit the blogs. It did get people talking about it, definitely. But going back to the sample, we touched on this in our previous chat with you. It dropped at the same time as another big club banger, I should say, that's really popping off right now, She Wildin', which is on the Fabulous album featuring Chris Brown. Also samples Uchi Wally. Tell us the story behind that, because I know you kind of passed through his camp before that.
Yeah, so when we did the song originally, we did the song so long ago, but the thing is, I hold my songs for a long time and I don't put them out. You know what I mean? So people, you know, a couple people heard the song when we were like sending it out to try to, you know, get the feature on it. You have to send it out, but I hate sending my music out because stuff gets leaked and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so can you get on this song? You know, talking to the other artists, and they're like, yeah, can you send it? And I was like, no. Can you just get on it, like over the voicemail or something? So, you know, we had to start sending it out to people, you know, to get opinions from different radio DJs and stuff like that. And yeah, next thing you know, like when it was time to put out the song, literally we put it out and then we started hearing like, yo, Fabulous has the same sample. Fabulous used the same sample with Chris Brown. I was like, no, don't tell me that. So, you know, we didn't really know. You know what I mean? I've never really met Fabulous. We've actually had like 3 songs together already. Like we have the song with Meet Game and Fabulous, a song called Death Penalty, and then another song, me and Fabulous and DJ Buster called 4 Digits. So, you know, we have worked together but never met. You know, it's crazy how common that is in this industry. But you know, when we heard he was putting it out, I was like, maybe he just won't put it out anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because we like homies, but not homies, but homies. But we still put it out. So I'm like, are we homies or not? Like.
But yeah, you got a dope video as well. Some really good appearances on there. Who have you got?
So in the Focused on You video, we have Maya as the leading lady. We got Tyrese in there. We have Kid Ink in there. We got Molly Mall in there. We got 2 Chainz in there. We got Eric Bellinger in there. And I love the video. You know, if you've seen the video, you see we really went all out. You know, and really made sure that we gave the fans like a proper video, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people are just throwing together videos nowadays like, oh, let's just shoot it right here, in the cut, right there. That looked like the video, that's the shot right there. You know, it was like, nah, let's plan it. You know, we put together a dope visual, a dope idea, a dope treatment, and it came together incredible.
Dope, man. Yeah, I really love that single. It's really going to pick up in the clubs. Is it out now on iTunes already?
The Focus on You?
Yeah. Okay, so that's out. Cuffing Season, is it out for pre-order yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so just a single, just to keep... just get the single. Just get the single.
songs on Birthday Gift, those are on the album.
Oh, those are on the album? I had no idea. Okay, great. So, yeah, Vi was definitely another one for the clubs.
Exactly.
Another one.
I love the club. So.
Yeah. So, we've already touched on Chipmunk being one of your UK connects. Tell me how you came to write for so many UK artists and how you've managed to maintain a really good relationship to the point where you're now on Angel's album featuring Wretch as well.
I think, you know, it started off as, you know, me being the songwriter. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, you know, the songwriter is king. You know, like everyone needs a hit song. Everybody needs a song, like no matter what, if you're a rapper, if you're a singer, you know, even if you put out a hit, you still need your next one. You know what I mean? And at the time, I was writing for so many different artists, and I think a combination between my talent and how humble I am and how hard I work. You know what I mean?